All right, this is the last one. This is my last deck profile with physical cards. Until Crown Zenith comes out, of course. And then, you know, we'll continue what we do here. Got ya. Anyways, though, in covering San Diego results, a lot of the decks that people have talked about are, of course, the Vikavolt Aerodactyl and the Lugia variants, and Mew and Goodra and Reggie's, and insert deck name here. But, you know, a certain deck made top 32 that I don't think I've seen anybody talk about. And it doesn't even seem like it's super up-to-date deck except for one card from Silver Tempest. And so 28th place, Derek Schwartz took it with Dialga VSTAR. We saw this on the regional stream. And I was actually super pumped to be able to, like, get this back up to modern standards again, just to see how well it performed and how fun it actually is to play. So yeah, without further ado, let's just dive into the deck profile. Of course, don't forget to do all those YouTube things for the Al Gore rhythm. I appreciate each and every one of you. Yeah, anyways, yeah, Derek Schwartz took this to San Diego and got 28th place, was even featured on stream with the awesome Dialga VSTAR. We'll start with the V real quick. 220 HP with metal coating for one colorless. Attach up to 2 metal energy cards from your discard pile to this Pokemon. The only energy in this deck is metal energy, so it's okay. And you have Temporal Rupture for 3 metal and a colorless for 180. 220 HP on this thing to retreat. Fire weakness, grass resistance. Nothing too crazy, but the V-Star of the show, I love making that pun. 280 HP on this origin form. Dialga V-Star with Metal Blast for one colorless. It is 40 plus 40 more for every metal energy attached to this Pokemon, so you just start stacking up. You go 80 for 1, 120 for 2, 160 for 3, so on and so forth, and just scaling it up. And then you have the V-Star Power Star Chronos for 4 metal and a colorless for 220 damage. Take another turn. So you're able to just bully up a KO on a basic V or whatever you've been setting up along the way, and Star Chronos can give you an additional turn, which can honestly swing the tide of a game really well and in your favor. To support this and get this rolling, this is definitely like a turbo deck. We have 4 copies of Mysterious Tail Mew. Once during your turn, if it's in the active spot, look at the top 6 cards of your deck, reveal an item card there, and put it into your hand. So this is how you're going to grab your Metal Saucers, your Quick Ball, your Trekking Shoe, Scoop Up Nets, Energy Search, Switch, so on and so forth, to be able to load up the discard pile full of energy cards and get them onto your Dialga so you can steal a turn faster than ever. Continue to support this. We do have 1 copy of Radiant Greninja for the Concealed Cards ability alone. No Moonlight Shuriken in this deck. Discard an energy and draw 2 cards. So again, gets in the bin so you can find your Metal Saucers, whatever else you're missing to set this up. The Radiant to play in here for sure. Continuing on with support, we've got 2 copies of Crobat V for the Dark Asset ability. When you bench this down, you draw until you have 6 cards in hand. So again, you're going to burn through all of your one-of item cards and get your hand thin, and then Crobat to pop it back up to 6 to find even more cards to combo off of. And the last Pokemon on the list is a Zacian V with the ability Intrepid Sword. This is mostly for your turn 1, but you can attack with it, so keep that in mind. Which we did see for a impressive win on stream, where they were able to tie the match out and tie instead of just getting handed a loss in turns. 220 HP on this thing, Intrepid Sword. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, attach any number of metal energy from there to this Pokemon, which you might not want to do always. And then Brave Blade for 230 damage. It can attack the next turn. And also, if you use Intrepid Sword, your turn ends. So again, this is like your, okay, cool, turn 1, I do my Mew things, I get energy on Dialga, we get the Zacian down, and Intrepid Sword to get 3 extra cards, and it's a backup attacker. But that's the last Pokemon in this list, so now we'll move on to the supporter cards. Alright, supporters. We've got double Boss's Orders for your Gusting in general. We also have a single copy of Serena, which is also Gusting on Pokemon V, as well as discard cards. You can discard up to 3 cards from your hand, and if you do so, draw until you have 5. So another way of getting extra cards in the bin in some matchups. But again, it's also a third Boss's Orders in that regards. We've got 1 copy of Bird Keeper in here to switch your active Pokemon out of the active and then draw 3. So this gets, an extra little bit of a dig with Mew, or if your Dialga gets bossed up early, you can just Bird Keeper in and out. Feel pretty good on that one. We then got 2 copies of Avery, draw 3 cards. If you drew any cards, you force your opponent to discard until they have 3 Pokemon left. So this is really good against some of the other decks where, like, especially Regis, you know, you can theoretically Avery them down and discard, make them discard 2 Regis, take a KO with Star Chronos, that's another Reggie gone, and then another attack, and you can effectively get rid of 4 Regis and force them into a bad time. Feeling pretty good about playing Avery in this list. I've seen some Dialga lists play Colress and stuff, but I think Avery's just a little bit better for the discard Pokemon effect. And the last supporter, and definitely not the least, we've got 2 copies of Raihan in here. If one of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, you can attach an energy card from the discard pile to one of your Pokemon, and then if you did that, you can go ahead and search your deck for any card you need. So again, this gets an extra energy on Dialga after they KO, say, Mew, Crobat, Greninja, Zacian, or another Dialga, whatever, and then just load up and continue on even more. Now onto the items. We've got 4 copies of Quick Ball. Discard a card and search your deck for a basic Pokemon, and to follow that up, we have 3 copies of Ultra Ball. Discard 2 and find yourself any Pokemon. So in this case, we're going to grab the Dialga VSTAR, and we'll get more cards in the bin with both of these to Metal Saucer. Then we've got 4 copies of Trekking Shoes. Look at the top card of your deck. You can either put it into your hand or discard it. Again, more discard, more turbo style of play here. A little bit faster and furious, I guess, if you want to make the puns. Then, of course, we've got 4 copies of the Metal Saucers. You can attach a Metal Energy from your discard pile to one of your benched Metal Pokemon. So in this case, just the Dialga V-Star, and the Zacian. And you're going to get all your energy in that bin super quick with things like the Serena, the Quick Balls, Ultra Balls, the Trekking Shoes, all of your discard outlets as well. Then we've got 4 copies of Scoop Up Net, and this is to pick up and reuse your single prize Pokemon. So the Mews and the Greninja, that way you can, you know, Mysterious Tail, pick it up, move into another one, Mysterious Tail, so on and so forth. Or you can concealed cards, pick it up, put it back down, and then do it again. So definitely just consistent pieces playing 4 of most of these. We then have 3 copies of Energy Search. This is basically, instead of playing, you know, 14 energy cards, you play 3 of these so you can thin out an energy. You can also grab this to find an energy with Mysterious Tail if needed. Feeling pretty good about that as well. We then have 2 copies of Switch to get in and out of the active spot. Again, we have the Muse for pivots and the Scoop Up Nets to do so, but again, you know, Dialga, Crobat, Zacian, you definitely got to move them around another way. Then we have 1 copy of Hisuian Heavy Ball to get a basic out of the prizes. Zacian, Greninja, both 1-ofs. Crobat and Dialga, we're only playing 2 of each, so this is just another way to get those out of the prizes. If you prize them, it's a little unfortunate. If you prize your V-Stars, that's also super unfortunate. There's no way of getting those out without, say, playing Peonia, which is just super inconsistent and something we're not going to do. We also have another Air Balloon in here for more pivot options. So between the Switch and the Scoop Up Net, we have an Air Balloon as well as an Escape Rope to force your opponent to switch, and then you get to switch. So all of these things for the mobility, that way you can use Mysterious Tail over and over and over again. And lastly, we have 2 copies of Trading Court. I'm going to plop those down here, and once during either player's turn, you can get a basic energy from the discard pile and put it back into your hand, so that way you can grab a metal out if you need to attach, or if you need to conceal cards. That way you can just combo off all the pieces pretty well. We've covered this on the channel before, but this just feels very consistent and straightforward, and it's a really fun deck to play, especially like taking that extra turn. If you can get a couple benefits out of it and play like additional supporters, take additional prize cards, it feels really cool. And to wrap it up, we do have 10 basic metal energy to fulfill our attack costs on Dialga and Zacian, and of course for your concealed cards, drawing and discarding. But this is the list. Again, Derek Schwartz got 28th in San Diego with this. They were over on the official stream, so go check that out. This deck's a lot of fun to play. I'm glad to be able to like give it a little bit of a life right before we go into Crown Zenith. And if we get lucky, we can get those beautiful gold Dialga V-Stars from the set. We will be opening Crown Zenith. Expect a video a week from today on the 19th, sometime in the morning or afternoon. Very excited for that, to be able to be gifted from Pokemon once again, to open up product to support the channel. super thankful for all of that. Of course, thank you for all liking, commenting, and subscribing. It really does help push these videos further to get more people into the community and grow our audience even more so. And of course, you can support the channel by becoming a member. Shout out to everybody who's been rocking with us for a month now officially. We've got Tropical Hour, Clan Burglar, Champion QWERTY. There's just so many of you now that I appreciate each and every one of you for rocking it out with me and sticking it out and becoming a member. So yeah, here's to more. Cheers to you guys, and I'll see you in the next video next week. Take it easy. Bye.